Hi, people. Today we're going to read a book that's called Just Grace and the Double Surprise. I wonder what the double surprise is. Just Grace and the Double Surprise by Charcy Mercy Harper. But make sure to subscribe and give it a huge thumbs up. Now let's start. Just Grace and the Double Surprise. Just Grace and the Double Surprise. Just Grace and the Double Surprise. The big news next door. Any day now, Mimi, my best friend in the whole world, is going to get a brand new sister. The minute the special phone call comes, Mimi and her parents are going to rush out of the door, jump into the car, and drive off to get her. Mimi can't wait for that day to happen. It's very exciting. Mimi said the waiting for the special call is making everyone at her house really jumpy, especially when the phone rings. That's why her mom has a new rule about me calling Mimi on the phone. The rule is don't call. If I want to talk to Mimi, I have to go over and knock on her front door. But this is only until the sister gets here. After that, I get to use the phone again. I want the big day to happen too. I don't like the waiting part. It's kind of waiting that I haven't known before. It's excited, plus nervous, plus worried, plus happy, all mixed together. And even though it's for something really good and great, it doesn't feel super comfortable. Some things of waiting I know. Types of waiting. Sitting in a doctor's office, in line at the grocery store, waiting for my food in the restaurant, waiting for mom or dad to finish what they are doing so they can help me with something fun. If I am with dad, he lets me touch stuff. We always play I Spy, and I am excellent at that game. Not fun. Usually, the books and magazines are torn up and old, and the crayons for the drawing are all bad colors. If I am with mom, she doesn't want me to touch stuff. This always seems to take forever, even though they'll say, I'll just be a minute. What I know about little kids. Mom said that when kids are little, their brains are like brand new sponges. Everything they see or hear soaks up into their brain and then stays up there forever. That's why kids are so good at learning new stuff. Their brain sponges are new. When a sponge is new, it's really soft and excellent at holding stuff. When a sponge is old and used up, it doesn't work so well anymore. Grown-up brains are like old sponges. They are worn out and can't really pick stuff up very well. Plus, they are already pretty full, sometimes even too full to hold anything new, like when mom forgot my 50 cents for bake sale today. Even though I probably remind her about it 3, 4, or even 5 times. Wow, 5 times. Did she forgot about her money? So many times. I wonder what days it is. So here is the chart right here. I want y'all to take a good look at it. Okay. What would be a good science fair project? Sponge and brains. This will be winner! Young person. Brand new sponge. Who learns more? The brain sponge test. Take sponge and let it soak up liquid from the bowl. Squeeze out sponge in measuring cup. Repeat for 8 sponge. Which cup has more liquid? Bowls, measuring cups. I didn't understand it. So here is that page. I'm going to read the next page. Just Grace, named by accident. I did not want the wrong name to be staying in her head forever. That's why I got the idea to make her a book as a welcome to your new family present. I went to the library a couple of times to do research on books for little kids. Because I like books, I was already knowing 2 things about kids' books. 1. My book for Mimi's sister had to be short. Why did it have to be short? 2. It had to have pictures on every page. Mom likes to read short books at bedtime, so it was good that I was thinking about that part before I even got started. I bet if Mimi's mom read my book to the new sister, even just 8 or 10 times, that was going to be enough for it to work perfectly. Mimi's new sister would never forget my real name. After visiting the library, I was hoping that Mimi's sister was not going to be like all the kids that were in there when I was doing my book research. Those kinds of kids should only be allowed to touch special books. Books that can be destroyed by eating, drooling, or ripping. My book was just going to be paper and cardboard. I was a little worried about that. Oh no. Look what the little kids are doing. She's ripping her book. See? So here's the boy trying to eat the book. And here is a girl drooling on a book. And another boy ripping a book. Cute hat though. Looking into the future. I was writing the books for Mimi's sister, so new sister calling me Just Grace before it's ever happened. This kind of thinking is called advanced planning. I learned this from Mom. She is a pretty good what could happen in the future thinker. Mostly, she does her best work when we are going on a trip. She remembers snacks, water, tissues, extra clothes, and all that kind of stuff. She's not as good with regular everyday things. I think she gets lazy unless it's a special occasion. What is kind of hard? I wonder what's hard. Nothing's hard. Writing a little kid's picture book is not as easy as you would think it would be. Oh, I tried to do that once and it was hard, so maybe that's what's hard. Mostly, that's because this kind of book is not supposed to have a lot of words in it. It's surprising, but the hardest part is deciding which words to take out. So, not only the most important ones are left over. I think a book with more words might be easier. Things I wanted to say in my book. I wanted to explain how I got the Just Grace name. From Miss Lois, our teacher, and how it was a all big accident. There are only 3 other Graces in our class, and Miss Lewis thought it would be too confusing. Is this so confusing? I don't know. If we all kept our names like they were, she said we needed new names so we could know whose attention she wanted if she called out the name Grace. Her big idea was to put the first initial of our last name at the end of our Grace name. I don't think anyone really liked it, but you can't argue with a teacher because at school they mostly get to be the boss. I'm not the boss. I'm a kid. I'm Grace W. I'm Grace L. I'm Grace F. Since I was the last line for a new name, I had the better idea to be called Grace. And because no one else was using just Grace, it seemed perfect. But it wasn't. Miss Lewis, can I be called just Grace instead of Grace S? Sure, I don't see why not. Not what I wanted. Not I wanted this. Grace. Grace? Just Grace? I just said just Grace. Miss Lois obviously gets confused really easily. I wonder if it would have been different if I said only Grace instead. Or maybe only Grace would have become my new name. Children's book can be sneaky. Some children's books have lessons mixed in with the fiction part of the story. This is a good way to get little kids to learn stuff without even knowing they are learning. I even know that I am learning in this book because it's fiction. It's by someone, so it's fiction. I wanted my lesson to be, even though you can think you have a perfect plan, other people can still mess it up. I tried to fit it into the story, but I think it was too important and big for a little picture book. It's probably more of a chapter book thing, and I am not ready to write one of those. My book. This is your sister, Mimi. Mimi is great. I like fun. She does. This is your house. See the sun sulking? No, you can't really see the sun, but it's right here. Looks invisible. This is a really old book. Mimi lives in the house. Hi. This is the house next to your house. Grace lives in this house. I'm Grace. Would you like this ice cream cone? Grace is nice. Grace and Mimi are friends. Grace is waving. Bye-bye. It's time for Grace to go home. This is Crinkle. He is a cat. I bite. Goodbye. Cats are dangerous. Ooh, cats are dangerous. Ooh, cats are dangerous. But I really like cats. I don't think that's dangerous. But usually it is. I think the double surprise is the sister. And the other surprise is, well, I don't really know what the other surprise, but I know what the first or second surprise is. What I am worried about right now, when I'm recording, writing the book solved my Just Grace problem. But when I was working on it, I suddenly thought of a new problem. Crinkles! How are we going to keep Mimi's new sister away from him? Mimi is completely allergic to cats. If you pet a cat and then stand next to Mimi and her body, we'll totally know it. In about 20 seconds, she'll start sneezing. It's like she has superpowers for detecting cat germs. Itchy eyes. Have you touched a cat? That's amazing. How did you know? Little kids love cats and dogs. The new sister will probably be touching Crinkles all the time. She will be a walking furball, and Mimi will have to stay away from her. Poor Mimi. Maybe the new sister would believe my story about Crinkles being a biting cat. I'm pretty sure if you write something that's not true in a picture book, it doesn't count as a lie. How did she know? How did the author and illustrator know? I don't know. What can happen if you're not careful? Once you are worrying about wanting, you can start thinking about all the other things that you would worry about too. It's like there is suddenly a bridge into your brain and all the worries decide to run over it at the same time. Uh-oh, bridge is open. Bridge is open? Worry Town. This way. This way? This way. Bridge is open. Where does it say it's open? Open? If this happens, the best thing to do is to get up and go do something else. Sitting and thinking just keeps the bridge open. Moving around can sometimes destroy it. What happened next? I went downstairs to the kitchen to see what Mom was doing. I heard rustling and talking, so it sounded like maybe she and Dad were having a snack. I hoped it was cookie snack. As soon as I walked into the kitchen, they both looked up and stopped talking. When parents do this, it usually means they have been talking to you. What are you talking about? I asked. I knew they would probably not really tell me. We were talking about you, said Mom. I was 100% surprised. That was not the answer I was expecting. Normally, Mom makes up something boring, so she thinks I won't guess it was about me. Something like we were discussing of how the toilet paper rolls seem to have gotten smaller. Or your father was telling me about the exciting new W611 form he had filled out for at work. Basically, the kind of stuff I would never in a million years care about. This telling the truth was something I was not ready for. Maybe I was about to get in trouble. This got my brain thinking. What could it be? What did I go wrong? Maybe she didn't go into trouble. Maybe she was good all day, so maybe she gets the double surprise. What you can do if you are about to get in trouble before your mom or dad can even say one word about anything, start apologizing. They seem to get less mad if the I'm sorry part comes in for the we are so angry with you part. I picked the first bad thing I could think of and said, I'm really sorry. I know you bought me that new purple shirt, but the arms were too tight and it didn't look good. I tried to wear it. Really, I did. Even made me thought it was kind of ugly. I'm sorry. I will never throw a shirt away again. I promise. That was a lot to say, and I was hoping it was working. But I couldn't really tell because I was looking at the floor. If you do something bad, you should always look at the floor. It makes you look sadder and more filled with sorry feelings. You threw away your new purple shirt? Mom sounds surprised. This was not good. Now I had apologized for something they didn't even know about yet. Mistake apologize are the worst. Oh no, I shouldn't have said anything. How TV saved my life. So we're going to stop at how TV saved my life because there are no chapters. I can't really tell if there's any chapters. So make sure to subscribe and give it a huge thumbs up. Bye. See you next time.